guys almost made it. We're at the final step of making challah together. Now we are going to braid the dough and let it rise again and then put it in the oven to bake. So the first thing that we're going to do is a 3-braid challah. And 3-braid challah is pretty simple. That's something that your kids can do easily if they want. And you can do many of those. You'll get many loaves of challah out of this batch of dough if you do a bunch of 3 braids. Just like braiding hair, and once you are finished, I like to use these challah pans because they're oval, and the walls of the pan help the challah rise up, which gives it a very fluffy and grand look. So after you oil your pans, place the challah inside and move it aside to let it rise. Now the best place to let it rise is the same place you let your dough rise originally, because heat helps it rise faster. Again, you can let it rise for anywhere from half an hour to 30 minutes to 2 to 3 hours, whatever you would like and whatever you have time for. The longer you let it rise, the fluffier it will become. But if you let it over rise, it might taste a little bit yeasty. Okay, now we're going to make a 6-braid challah. This is a little trickier. That's okay, because we can do hard things. So pull out from your dough 6 balls of challah and start to roll them out on your counter. I prefer to roll my challah out on the counter as opposed to in my hands because it makes it smoother and even all around. So as you are rolling out your 6 balls of dough, you should attach them at the top of each strand to each other. So you basically have like a ball or a knot at the top with 6 strands hanging out. This is the easy part. The hard part is that I actually have to explain to you what's going to happen next. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, now that you have your 6 strands of challah all attached at the top, is you're going to take your outer 2 strands and you're going to cross them over each other over the top knot and spread them out like a T. So you have a T and then you have 4 legs. Now, what you want to do is kind of spread out the legs so there's 2 together on one side and 2 together on the other side, but while still a little bit spread out. After you've crossed over your top 2 strands, you'll notice that there's one that's at the top. Take that strand and bring it down to the center. Then you're going to take the second strand on the opposite side and replace that top strand with the second strand. Bring it all the way up to the top. Then you can create a center again by moving the bottom 4 legs 2 and 2 on either side, and bring the next strand that was all the way at the top, that was twisted over, and bring that one down to the center. And then you're going to replace that top strand with the second strand on the opposite side. You're going to keep doing this, okay? So bringing the top one down, replacing with the second strand on the opposite side, top one down, replacing with the second strand on the opposite side, top one down, replacing this with the second strand on the opposite side, all the way down until your challah is officially braided with 6 strands. You can tuck under the ends for a cleaner look. You're going to take your pan, spray it, and then take your beautiful 6-strand challah and add it to the pan and place it on top of your oven or in a warm space to rise. Once your braided challah is done rising, and it looks how you want it to, you can take an egg, crack it into a glass cup or bowl, beat it, and then use the egg as an egg wash on top of the challah. Once you finish your egg wash, you can add whatever topping you like. Today we're going to add a crumb mixture. So you're going to take a small bowl and equal parts of flour and sugar. Pour it into a bowl. And then you're going to slowly add oil. And as you add, I would add a little bit of oil at a time, and then you can either take a fork or your hand, gloved, and mix it until it becomes the consistency of a really good crumble. You can keep adding oil until it comes to the consistency that you like. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so once your crumble is done, you can sprinkle it on top of your challah, as much or as little as you like. And then you take your beautiful challah, you put it in the oven on 350, preheated on 350 for about 28 to 32 minutes. And that's it. Enjoy your delicious challahs. Thanks so much for making challah with me today.
This has been a JIY project of joy.